So we have the war against Russia by proxy through Ukraine. We have a war on Iran by proxy through Israel, and all other nations that aspire to challenge the empire, what we might call the axis of resistance. So Yemen, Hezbollah, Hamas, and so forth. And in the near future, they clearly want to take on China, but the Project Ukraine is not going so well, and neither is the war on Iran. So they're backed up a little bit. And then as the empire's economies are in a rapid state of disintegration. When I say the empire, let's call it also the rules-based global order, as they like to call it. But it's the nations that are in the Western EU, NATO camp. So France and Germany and so forth. So as their economies are disintegrating, there are increasing social pressures, people demanding change, radical change, and the ruling establishment not willing to yield. So they're responding with repression, with heavy-handed censorship, with arrests, with beatings, and with assassinations. It's nothing new. Uh, this has been happening for centuries. It may be new in the post-World War II order, but it isn't really. It was just that we know more about it today. But we had assassinations over the last few decades. Names that come to mind could be the CEO of Deutsche Bank, Alfred Herrhausen, in 1989. I think one day or just a few days after the Berlin Wall fell. We had the assassination of Italian Prime Minister Aldo Moro, JFK, RFK, and so forth. All these people were looking towards a different path to development of human societies, and they had to be eliminated. And so this is where we are now. We have an AfD party in Germany, which is challenging the status quo. They wanted very badly to outlaw AfD, which apparently is not so easy. So I guess the next plan B would be their representatives, their candidates dropping dead in very difficult to explain circumstances.
Yeah, so let's work that out. So what exactly happened? Just fill in all of our viewers and listeners. What exactly happened in Germany there? And what are the implications? Where do we go from here specifically with Germany? And then let's work out France and then the UK. And then if we have time, we'll work our way to Iran and Israel and the Middle East.
Well, I cannot say exactly what happened in Germany, but that's about now or just happened. They had elections in Rhine-Westphalia, and 7 of the AfD candidates dropped dead in the space of about 13 days, which is very strange. You could say, well, there's a lot of candidates, so maybe they just died. But but but
It's like a
first,
statistical almost
yeah,
impossibility, right? But go ahead.
it's close to it. Yeah, it's close to a statistical impossibility. It's a real challenge for the coincidence theories, I can tell you that.
Mhm.
Normally people when they run for office, they tend to be in good health, even if they're older, because it's a grueling process to run election campaigns, and generally people don't vote for sickly, low energy candidates. So
Right.
I didn't know these 7, but I would presume that they were at the very least in an okay state of health.
Hmm.
And then somebody ran, an AI check to see if any candidates of any other parties died in this same period, and none died. So, the fact that only just one party's candidates died in such a short interval of time is obviously very, very highly suspicious. But that's all I know, Then there's been a lot of debates, discussions, guesswork, speculation, and so forth. Some people come out at the other end saying, man, no, could happen, not necessarily foul play. Other people say definitely foul play. These were assassinations. There's no chance that this could have happened by chance. We can't know for sure, but it definitely leaves a bad taste in the mouth. And we've already seen that, they attempted to assassinate Robert Fico in Slovakia. I think there have been assassination attempts against Viktor Orban. I'm pretty sure I read reports about threats of assassination in Germany against the AfD candidates in the years past. There's been two assassination attempts against Donald Trump, and maybe there's more, but this is what I know so far. And then all these people have something in common. Um, they are candidates that advocate greater autonomy and sovereignty of individual nations. They want to change the development policy of the nation. They no longer wish to participate or finance or support in any way war in Ukraine, uh, and on and on and on. And so, on the other side, you don't see people like Ursula von der Leyen and Kaja Kallas and Keir Starmer or Radek Sikorski or Friedrich Merz. You don't see any of these people dropping dead. So
Hmm.
I think that it's justified to suspect that these are assassinations, um, which tells you that the imperial cabal is feeling the heat, that they're desperate, that they are losing, and that they're in the panic mode, trying to reverse their defeat. Is it
Hmm.
going to work? I think it largely depends on the United States. Um,
So pin that thought. I want to go to that in just a second, but where does this really leave Germany? Because their economy is more or less has been in a rolling recession, if I'm not mistaken, for close to over 2 years now. And the voters were, it seemed like the right where these candidates were from, and I apologize, I don't know their names. I just know that 7 people from the party disappeared, more or less, or died. Um, but where does that leave them? I guess Germany, are they going to, you mentioned previously, you think Germany should push east and form alliances with Russia. Do you think that is still the case? Do you think Germany has any, are they going to still beating the NATO war drum? I mean, yeah, work that out for me.
well, if we take the long view of history, Germany has tended, uh, particularly in the wake of these crisis periods, to pivot to Russia.
Hmm.
And I think that's a very logical tendency, because Russia is actually, if you look at the uh, situation today, and particularly from the point of view of an ordinary German, Russia is the most logical uh, partner for Germany, uh, not only as a trade partner, but also as a partner in security.
Hmm.
Uh, to the west, Russia has France and Belgium, which have, had antagonistic relationship with Russia. To the north, they have Denmark, same thing. To the east, they have Poland, same thing. In fact, the Polish government, particularly Radoslaw Sikorski, who is a through and through a British agent, has explicitly said that his role, their role, the role of the Poles is to antagonize both Russia and Germany. He didn't say this in a speech. He said that in a meeting with another official in Poland, but it was caught in a recording and published by a Polish magazine called Wprost. And so, we know what the mindset is. And so Germany basically finds herself surrounded. And then, there's also the relationship with the British, which are extremely active. They have a military cooperation agreement with Poland and with Denmark and with Sweden and with France, um, probably also with Norway. Um, they're kind of surrounded, and their democracy has been eviscerated. And all the all the growth and development strategies that might have been considered